So here we are at the Montgomery County Demonstration Garden for the Master Gardeners. Yeah, so who am I speaking to today?
I'm Darlene Nicholson, and I'm one of the co-leads of the Master Gardeners Garden here at Derwood.
And my name is Lily, and I'm also a co-lead here at the gardens.
So what's your guys' history here?
This is my 5th year working at the garden, and my 4th year as co-lead. Will be my final year.
Okay.
Actually, this is my 5th year also working at the gardens, and this is my 1st year as co-lead, so I have a couple more years leading the garden as well.
Okay.
And we also have Bill, who is, this is his first...
Bill, turn around and wave.
First year as co-lead. There. That means we get to run the whole shebang.
Okay.
And we're pretty much basically responsible for stuff, so.
Okay.
We have individual garden leads that take over and run their own gardens. And we support them however we can, hopefully.
Okay.
So would you like to see a little quick tour of our gardens? Or do you
Yes, yeah. Do it your way, yeah.
Okay, shall we?
Let's go to the shade garden first.
It's a little early for some of our people, but they will be here. So why don't we go this way? This is the shade garden. And the idea for this garden is to show to the general public what grows best in the shade. And also, if you notice, we don't have any fencing around this garden as opposed to that section. So a lot of the things in here or the plants in here are also deer deterrent. At any given time, I think a deer would eat anything, but most of these plants seem to make it without the fencing. Do you agree, Lily?
Correct, yeah, that's the whole idea.
All right, so we'll just take a quick walk through here. I don't think you're interested in planting a shade garden, are you? But we'll just take a quick...
Oh, everything.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So we have different things that like shade or filtered sunlight. And the garden also has a lot of natives in it.
Oh, that's...
You can notice that pretty much everything in the garden is labeled with a sign, an identification sign, and we do our best to keep those up. It has the botanical name as well as a common name. So in case you would like to plant them in your own garden, you can, do a little notation and write them down and get the same thing. And we use the botanical names in addition to the regular names because a lot of things have the same common name, but they're absolutely different plants.
Sure.
So if you go by the botanical name, you'll get exactly what you want. So we're just going to wander through here. Lily, do you want to add anything while we're wandering?
Yep.
It's very dry today. It's been pretty dry and everything needs water, so we'll hit that today, hopefully.
Oh, wow. And it winds and winds.
Yes, we need a lot of water in here.
Yeah. They'll perk back up.
So you can see the ferns,
Oh, nice.
hydrangeas, they all do well in shade or dappled sun.
Yeah, when I came the other day, I didn't walk back through here. I mean, God,
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
I can't believe this.
This garden is in the spring before the leaves come out. It's very colorful back here in the spring. But
Yeah.
as summer goes on, it's
Woodland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more foliage, but we like to come back here because it's cool, as opposed to working in the full sun gardens where you're roasting. So we just kind of meanders down and goes around. These we put this year. Oh, it's a winterberry. Boy, that needs some water too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this
We
is a
do
new
put cages on some of the more expensive plantings so the deer, in case they decided they want to eat them, we can save them.
That's mostly because they're new additions, so to get them a chance to grow,
Oh, yes.
We're taking them. And you can see see beyond this point, there are monsters, so you don't want to go back there.
Well,
The monsters are usually poison ivy and other
Right.
things that
There's a
aren't
lot
nice.
of poison ivy in the woods here, and it's a native, and it's a good for the birds and things. So we don't take it out beyond that point. So
oh yeah.
you go beyond that point, and it's up to
Danger.
you.
Oh yeah. I know the greenbrier will sting you like a bee, right?
We have that.
That's
too.
a nasty little thing.
Yeah.
And back here, there's greenbrier. Look how big the leaves are because it's optimal conditions for it.
Right.
So we don't mind keeping some around so we can show people. We also, in the garden, we do, we've made weed books and bug books, and these identify pictures. These are all plants and bugs that we have seen here in this location. So you can kind of look at them, and they're for our gardeners, and it tells you about how
nice.
to compost them and a little history about them, what to do with them, good or bad. And we also have, hold on, 25 of those, and we have 25 common bugs. And again, they're all from this garden.
Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, just for this garden?
She took all the pictures.
For the shade garden.
And
Oh, the whole.
Both.
For both.
Actually, most of the bugs are
Right,
found in
Darlene took all the pictures for these two books, and
Right.
they did all the work of compiling it all together and putting it all together. So,
And we actually do
kudos to
sell
them.
these for $6 to people who want them, which is pretty much covers the cost of printing and a little bit extra that goes back into the organization. We don't get any money for them ourselves. It's all organization stuff.
Wow.
So anyway, so we'll keep going.
Lovely.
A new planting, or we decided to put in a bunch of pawpaw trees because they're native to this area. And
one's the pawpaw.
there's one there, and is that one over there too? Yeah.
yeah.
These two.
Oh, yeah, and they host certain butterflies, right?
Correct.
Zebra, right.
The zebra, yeah.
I think the only host for it. We have not seen one here yet. So,
Yeah.
but they're new, so they have to figure out where they are.
But we have a whole row of pawpaws too on the other side. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a bigger garden of them on the other side. We wanted to see, we're doing a comparison of how well they do in an understory and out there in the sun. You know, we like to do little tests and experiments kind of to see what we can recommend best.
Right, because the pawpaws will grow well as an understory tree, so in the shade, but they don't fruit as well, so they need more sun to fruit. So we have some in full sun, and then we can compare and see which ones will provide the fruit, which ones do better. So.
And one thing we're noticing already is the ones in the full sun, especially on the super hot days, are stressed a little more than these guys are.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, you would expect that, I guess. We're going to walk over to the pawpaw garden. Remember, it's new this year.
Hello.
What's the name of the company that sells that we got these from, Lily? Something
Edible Landscape. So we bought Edible Landscape, and they have a lot of really interesting trees and shrubs that you can get that are, you can landscape your garden with edibles. These are all the pawpaws. We have a persimmon tree.
Oh, nice.
I think the rest are all pawpaws.
And you can see on this one it is having some leaf problem with the yellowing. So we sent when we have something that we don't know is causing it, we send it into the HGIC, which is the Home and Garden Information Center. It's manned by the agents that work in this area in Maryland. And we can describe it, take a picture of it and describe it, and they'll tell us what they think is causing it. Anybody can do that. It's HGIC.gov, I guess, right? Great site. You just send your picture in.
Or you can just look at it, Extension, Maryland Extension Services, and go through there and find the grow and eat it, or
yeah, a lot of free stuff, a lot of free information from top people. So what do we have? Right, 7 or 8 down here, right?
yeah, 7 here and 2 there.
There's something else here. Persimmon.
Persimmon right there.
Persimmon tree too.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So,
Go back around.
yeah, let's go back around in this way.
All right.
So if you notice, you need the pawpaw trees have to cross-pollinate from different species. So you need to have different types of pawpaws around. We have like 4 or 5 different types. So
And that may be another reason why this one isn't doing as well. It's a different variety from the other one. So maybe this one just doesn't tolerate heat as well. So we would know in the future that's maybe not a good one to plant.
We were talking about the Joe Pye weed. So this is Joe Pye weed. You can see it like in ditches by the side of the road. It's a
yes.
native plant, aka a wildflower. But anyway, it's got a lot of nectar, and it grows up like in a single stem. That's the whole plant. But it'll multiply over the years to several of them, and then you can divide them. Milkweed is the same way, and this is the one that's like a good alternative for common milkweed, and it has pink blossoms. And it also, each plant is like one spine or cane here, so you might have one the first year, but over the years it will just a few more, and it'll get a little, thicker, but just in the same spot. Because it looks like a shrub, but it's really, this is like 20 plants.
Yeah.
But they look nice clustered together.
All right.
Okay, well, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me.
Okay. So, and this was the common milkweed. And
Yep.
you can see
I wish you could see them in bloom, because the common milkweed blossom is also, it's a nice pink ball, and when there's a lot growing in the same place, you'll see, all kinds of pollinators, not just butterflies, just drinking up that nectar like it's a big nectar source.
yeah, there's the milkweed bug.
Yeah. We have to tolerate that because we don't use pesticides here. Oops, stepping on it? Fine. Just
There's
so you know.
some zinnias.
Yeah, zinnia. So that's another thing we do is once the weather gets warm enough, we bring in lots of annuals because we know they're good nectar sources. And
Yeah.
zinnias and marigolds. And
Yeah, marigolds love to heat, don't they?
that's another thing because, we're at the top of the hill and, we're kind of exposed. It's very sunny here.
And this is your spice bush, right?
Yeah, that's a spice bush.
And this tall one you said was a...
This is called a lion's head or a lion's mane plant. I think it's an annual, but it's...
the hummingbird is in the cardinal vine if you want to see.
Oh, good. Yeah, see? The hummingbirds tend to like flowers with tubular. It's on the left side of that tower. Yeah. They like flowers that are tubular because their beak goes right in them.
And they like red.
Oh, yeah, they sure do. Can you see it? Oh, it's so cool. White turtlehead, and it's like I told you, it's a host plant for a caterpillar. Maybe we should wait till the plane goes by.
So what kind of caterpillar?
It's for the Maryland state butterfly, which is Maryland checker spot, which is in danger of going extinct in our state. So we're part of, we're trying to help it out by growing turtlehead, encouraging people to grow turtlehead. I don't think it's been seen in this county for many years, but
But it has to be white, doesn't it, Julie?
yeah, the native is the white turtlehead. There's this purple turtlehead. It's a cultivar that I guess it's got bigger blossoms and they're purple, and it's very attractive in the garden, but it may not be the favorite of the checker spot butterfly. And it's called turtlehead when you see the what the blossom looks like. It's a late bloomer, like in fall. It looks like a head of a turtle, kind of. I don't know. I can't do it, but it's kind of like that. So it looks like a turtle. So that's what they call it. So it's in a children's garden because it's called turtlehead. Encourage a certain kind of butterfly. So this is another way these two gardens work together.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned we were a way station.
But I think he saw the sign. Yeah, we're on Monarch Way Station, and monarchwatch.org is the group that...
I'm not sure.
I think it's either monarch.org or monarchwatch.org. And so, we signed them now.
planted in milkweed so that it will attract them.
Yeah.
You know,
So, and they check to make sure we're.
so you can go ahead and do a conclusion, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm concluding. Well, this is a fabric pond. The other one we saw was a
Oh, I
form pond. This one is dug out, and then pond fabric is laid in it. And we dig shelves in it, and this actually goes down to about 18 inches, so the fish can survive the winter.
Right.
So again, no pumps. We do everything without pumps and using oxygenators and oxygenating plants. So do you want me to, this is basically the tour of our garden. You can see as you come, more and more volunteers will trickle in throughout until noon. We'll work here until noon, and we work from beginning of mid-March when it's still cold, and we come and till the land, work the land, and we close pretty much when frost occurs, or a week after that. So come by and visit us anytime you like, and learn from us. That's why we're here.
There were not a lot of nice features in the garden that we missed. This birdhouse had a nice mailboxes, and this would be for one mailbox for each part of the garden. Then again, we had many kinds of beautiful flowers that would have been useful in our butterfly garden. They have a nice pond, and also many kinds of butterflies. They had a nice tomato tasting. They had a nice harvest for their local pantry, and some herbs, some really beautiful potatoes, just freshly dug. Another mailbox for the vegetable garden section. Nice trellises for beans and so forth. They're really fun to watch those. A garden made out of hay bales. Trellises for these beautiful black tomatoes. I just wanted to put one in my mouth. And then a nice distribution center for the water. And just a great group of people, many volunteers coming out and loving their work in the garden. It was a good time had by all.